Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. My name is Alpa Sharma, and I hope all of you are doing really, really good today. Am I clearly visible and audible to everyone? Good afternoon. Can you hear and see me clearly, everybody? Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, Preeti. Can you hear and see me clearly? Hi, Tarun. Am I clearly visible and audible? Good afternoon, Tesseract. Good afternoon, Vaibhav, Jyotika. Yes, clearly visible and audible on both the platforms. Okay. So, new series today where we will start off with discussion of previous year papers. The agenda is that I'm sure you must have seen these papers, but we will solve them again. And the agenda is that we understand how to solve this section pertaining to verbal ability, specifically depending upon the kind of paper you have. So, apart from solving the previous year paper, we would also understand how do I solve the paper that I'm able to attempt it correctly, all of the questions without any hassle. That's what we're going to do. So, you'll come across a lot of reading comprehension, a lot of grammar, vocabulary, idioms, phrases that we'll be solving today. So, we'll start off with IPMAT 2019 previous year paper discussion today. And that's the first part because IPMAT 2019 had 40 questions. I, of course, cannot discuss all 40 in the class along with solving. So, this is part one of it. Part two would be coming up tomorrow. Another thing that I would like to tell you before I move ahead with anything is that good afternoon. Harshita, this is not a CLAT paper, but you could solve questions with me if you want to solve some questions, okay? You could learn through a few questions with me, okay? Now, apart from that, there's another announcement that I would like to make. As I had discussed with you, I'm in the process of planning. Since CUET will have a micro presentation and an interview as well, and there are other entrance examinations that have, some of them have a WAT and some of them have interviews, I have planned multiple sessions on micro presentation. I've got multiple sessions planned on interviews. So I'm going to focus predominantly on these from next week starting onwards, and then going further we would take classes on WAT and GDPI as well. Okay, but then most of the colleges don't ask you for GDPI, will give less weightage to that. Micro presentation will start because CUET is starting from the first week of March, and that will ask you for micro presentation. So I've planned series on that. Okay. Okay. All right. So that's it. Okay. 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 All right. And last question from Raghav. Ma'am, I used to solve questions from the Quantum CAT book, but it has too many exercises. Go slow. Go slow, Raghav. It has, you don't have to worry. Just go slow and keep solving that. I think it's a very good source for solving reading comprehension if you're targeting IPMAT because the difficulty level of IPMAT questions are high. They aren't very easy. Okay. All right. So now, before we start off with the agenda, let me take you through a few things. If you're targeting CUCET, with a new batch that we have launched on 10th of February, that is today. So do not be late. इस बैच में जल्दी से enroll कर लो अगर ये एग्जाम आपका टारगेट है तो अगर आपका टारगेट एमपैट एसईटी जीजीएस आईपीयू क्राइस्ट यूनिवर्सिटी सेंट जेवियर्स है अगर ये बीबीए कॉलेजेस आपका टारगेट है इसके लिए एक सेपरेट बैच है बीबीए रैंकर कोर्स दैट यू कैन टारगेट. So look no further, start your classes right away. If you're targeting IPMAT and DUJAT, then we have a specific batch catering to this course, that is batch 3 that was launched on 18th of January. You can speak to our counselors on this number and enroll yourself right away. And you know, on our channel, we've got multiple free sessions for you every day. So I'll tell you what they are. So the first session is every day at 4 p.m. Logical reasoning free sessions by Ruling Dip Ma'am. Every day at 2 p.m. GK classes free series by Salik sir. Every day at 12:30 p.m. free classes on verbal ability and critical reasoning by me, Alpa Sharma. And every day at 11 a.m. free classes on quantitative ability by Ankur sir. So don't miss out on these free sessions. You know our best of the industry faculties, Rohindip ma'am, Rabia ma'am, Salik sir, विनोद सर एंड अंकुर सर। तो इनसे पढ़ना है तो जल्दी से बैच में आ जाओ, ठीक है। Vaibhav, if you look at the reading comprehensions, no, I would not rate it very, very tough. Then IPMAT. Second thing is that अगर आप आसान चीज के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो और डिफिकल्ट आ जाता है तो वो आप नहीं कर पाओगे. But if you are solving something difficult and something easy comes, you will do it in a jiffy. So I would not recommend anything easy for you. Remember that. I would never do that. Okay. So I hope you understand this. Now, any book for RC, Tarun, you could solve Arun Sharma for CAT. I think it's a brilliant book. Arun Sharma for CAT reading comprehensions. It starts with easy and then it goes on to difficult. Okay, and that's what it is. Now let's start with discussing IPMAT 2019's paper. Now, as all of you know, IPMAT has 3 sections and there are stipulated time for each section. And the third section is verbal ability. All right. Now, in verbal ability, you had roughly 40 questions. Verbal ability for 2019 IPMAT had 40 questions and you had to do them in 40 minutes. In these 40 minutes, out of the 40 questions, you had 10 questions directly from 2 reading comprehensions. You had 4, not 5, yes, you had 4 para jumbles and the remaining were para completion, fill in the blanks on the basis of grammar, fill in the blanks on the basis of vocabulary and then sentence correction as well. Now, what I would recommend you do is if this happens this year as well, the similar pattern which we assume is going to happen, I would always recommend, since you can move from question to question, but you cannot move between questions to one section to the other, you have started your verbal ability section. Verbal ability section mein, I would always recommend start off with one-liner questions. One-liner questions like vocabulary and grammar. उसमें या तो आपको आता है या आपको नहीं आता. Within seconds, you could do these questions. So जो 30 questions थे, apart from the 10 RC questions, जो 30 questions थे, which did not take time, you could easily do it in roughly 15 minutes. Now, you've got the remaining time out of 40 left where you can solve reading comprehensions and do some para jumbles as well. So, अगर कुछ छूटता भी है, तो वो छूटेगा जो time taking है. अगर आपने रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन से स्टार्ट कर दिया, यू विल टेक अप सो मच टाइम एंड देन आपके माइंड में हमेशा वो डिस्टर्बेंस रहेगा कि ओ माय गॉड माय एंटायर सेक्शन इज लेफ्ट. सो माय रिकमेंडेशन स्टार्ट विद वन लाइनर क्वेश्चंस एंड देन मूव ऑन टू रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशंस. If reading comprehension is supremely easy, the chances of which is less, then you can still take it up in the beginning. But if you look at 2019's paper, the reading comprehensions were not easy. They were on gender differentiation, they were on an island and how people would work in the island, but they were not really easy. Some of them were philosophical and a lot of inference questions. So make sure you start off with one-liner questions and then you move on to reading comprehensions. Okay. Apart from that, there is a question by Kirthana that how can we improve the verbal ability section. See, Kirthana, if you are specifically targeting IPMAT, because this session is focusing on IPMAT today, although we prepare for all the BBM's examination, if IPMAT is your target, you need to understand that IPMAT has a combination of reading comprehensions, idioms and phrases, and a lot of weightage given to vocabulary as well. So you have to be a reader if you aim at clearing IPMAT. You have to read editorials every day. So that will actually help you with reading comprehension, vocabulary, idioms, all of that. When you look at the questions today, you would know the difficulty level. These aren't very easy. The idioms are not very easy. So you have to be a reader and you need to be solving questions consecutively, apart from coming to our classes regularly. Yes? Okay. Ma'am, if I start verbal prep now, can I ace it in 1 month? Yes, dude, you can. You just need to put in more effort than anybody else has to. Remember that. Because you have lesser time than everybody else has, because they've started before, you need to put in more efforts, but you still can do it, remember. You just have to make sure that you're putting in your 100%. I hope I've answered most of the questions here. Ma'am, if my 18-19 questions Okay, ma'am, if my 18, 19 questions are correct, so is it good or not? Raghav, it needs improvement. I'll be honest, that needs improvement. In 40 questions, if you're getting 19 questions correct, you are halfway through it. You need to increase your corrects. And in these correct, you would also have a negative marking of incorrect. So आपका accumulative score would fall down. You need to increase your correct answers. And trust me, it can easily be done. It can easily be done. You can easily increase your score because grammar is absolutely easy. Once I solve grammar questions with you today, I can jot down some important topics on which grammatical questions can come, which you can improve on. So let's start with question discussion, and with each question discussion, let's understand what are the topics we need to do specifically if you are targeting IPMAT today. I'll be taking more previous year paper, and with each paper we'll discuss more things. Okay? So let's start off with the first question. I want all of you to solve this question and fill in the blank. Let me see if you can try it out. Everyone, give this a go. Give this a try. Let me see who can get this. A, B, C, D. Which one should be correct according to you? Anyone? Okay, B, D. All right. So the question says, although he is recovering from his illness, he has to follow a certain diet restrictions. He cannot eat junk food because he was not well. And since maybe some stomach ailment, so he can't eat anything. He can't eat not he can't eat everything. He can't eat junk food. Please do not pity him. Daya nahi karo. Pity mat karo. Do something else. Rather, and don't do and hai. So I have to mark a continuation of it. Don't pity him and then continue. Now give him some snack. Why will you give him some snack? I'm talking about pity him. It has some, does it have something to do with giving him some snack? No, rather I can't give him some snack because he has diet restrictions. A cannot be our answer here. Yes. Okay, now see, let's drive with ABM. This is a question of idioms and phrases. Okay, so I know idioms and phrases is a predominant part of IPMAT. You will see multiple questions coming up. And when you have idioms and phrases, you never look for the literal meaning of a word. Remember that. You never look for the literal meaning. So whatever slack means here, we cannot use the literal meaning here. That's what is the purpose of idioms. Cut him some slack means, okay, go with what his requirements are. Agree to what his body needs. Can this be an appropriate fill up in the blank? A lot of said cut down on these snacks. एक बात बताओ, healthy snacks खा सकता है ना वो? He can eat cucumber, he can eat apples. That's a snack. He can eat the healthy snacks. He had diet restrictions. इसका मतलब snacks ही नहीं दोगे, healthy snacks दे सकते हो ना? Cut down on the snacks नहीं होगा. Cut him some slack will be your answer. It is B. Alright? The answer is going to be B and not D. I hope you understand this. Be slack with his eating means उसको खाने को कम दो. खाने को कम नहीं देना है. Restricted जो है वो चीजें वो नहीं देना है. And what's allowed, you give him that. You don't necessarily have to give him less to it. You can give him ample, but give him what is required by his body. So it's an idiom, cut him some slack. Got that, everyone? Okay? Yes. Yes. All right. Yes, gaming. Yes, you're right. Let's go to the next question, okay? Let's see what was the next question that was there. The problems may be difficult, but all you have to do is dash as long as you can. This is easy. This is another question for phrases. Let's see if you can identify the answer here. तरुण आए समझ में? स्लैक मतलब यहाँ slack is okay. There's a gap. What's the next answer? We use this in our common language a lot. The answers, this is an easy one. B, hang on there. C, hang on to that. D, hang in there. Or A, hang in up there. Hanging up there होता है मतलब literally hanging up on the tree. Is he literally hanging on a height? No, he's not. So A cannot be the answer. The correct phrase is hang in there. Hang in there means okay, lage raho. Lag raha hoga difficult, but stay put. It's going to get better. You may say, ma'am, I practice reading comprehensions, but I'm unable to score well. I'll say, oh, hang in there. It's going to get better. Keep continuing that. Ma'am, I read editorials, I don't understand that. I'll say, hang in there. रुको करते रहो वैसा. It's going to get better. So hang in there is okay. It's okay. Keep doing it. That is hang in there. Hang on to something is to basically cling to something. Okay? You don't cling to problems. You just go on doing your hard work. That is hang in there. The answer is going to be D. Hang on there is a wrong phrase. ABM, let's drive. Hang on there is a wrong phrase. The correct phrase is hang in. You don't on. It is going to be in. It's going to be grammatically wrong if you mark hang on there. The correct phrase is hang in there. I hope it makes sense. Yes, Nimish, you're absolutely right. The answer is D. ठीक है? झेलते रहो. Technically, that's what it is. झेलते रहो problem को, वो सुधर जाएगा. Let's look at the next question. ये भी देखो phrases का, idioms और phrases का question था. That means phrases are important, idioms are important. I had taken some classes on idioms and phrases in this channel. Would you want me to take them again? Please tell me a yes or no. If you've not seen that, would you want me to take that again, everyone? Dude, because that's grammatically wrong. That's not a phrase at all. The correct phrase is hang in there. There is no phrase as hang on there. It is hang in there. Yes? Okay, I'm going to take them again. Done. I'm going to take them again. I'll make you memorize multiple idioms and phrases. Okay? Cool. Next question. Here you go. Another idiom question. See how important idioms are with IPMAT. Another idiom question. I'll take them, Tesseract. I'll take them. But for that, you need to subscribe to the channel and share my video. You need to do these two things. What's the answer here? Why idiom is important? Because you get questions on idioms, bache. Idioms and phrases. AD, okay? All right. Let's look at the question. The question says the standards set by the examination board are so high that it would be difficult for poorly prepared students if you are targeting IPMAT. The standard of IPMAT is so high that if you are poorly prepared, it would be difficult for you to what? Pass most errors. It will not be difficult for you to pass errors. It will be difficult for you to pass muster. What is the meaning of the idiom pass muster? Let's try. That's the answer. Pass muster is muster literally Janvi means gather. So we say muster courage. Okay, gather courage. So literally muster means gather. But here, past must have. Remember, it's an idiom, no literal meaning. राघव ये इसलिए लग रहा है आपको क्योंकि शायद आपने थोड़ा सा कम काम किया इडियम्स पे. एक बार इडियम्स के क्वेश्चंस कर लो, फिर बताऊंगी where do you work on idioms from. Apart from attending my classes, I'll tell you where else do you work on idioms from. What does past muster mean? To basic past muster is basically okay. You give me a reasoning. When we solve reasoning questions, you give me a reasoning. Your past muster is okay. I can accept your reasoning. So when the students are poorly prepared, they cannot pass the examination. They can't be accepted as pass. It can't be accepted. Your score is unacceptable. Pass muster is to be accepted as a reasoning, as an argument, accepted as your score. If you are poorly prepared, your scores will not, it will be difficult for you to pass this exam. That's pass muster. Got that, everyone? Okay. Yes, gaming, I'm going to do that. I'll do that for sure. Okay, let's look at the next question. Another idiom question. Here you go. I will, Nimish, yes, next week I've planned that. Next week I'll start with PI, micro presentation for CUET and WAT as well. Answer this question, everyone. But you guys have to show me some love. You ask me and I bring the class to you. Are you sharing this video into your Telegram groups where you've got BBA students, where you've got competitive examination students preparing for any competitive examination? Are you doing that? If you're not doing that, how will I know that I am being regarded here? What's the answer here for fourth? C, okay. Okay. A, C, okay. Okay, let's understand the question. Yes. After all the alliances and arithmetic, the party is likely to dash a majority in the assembly election. एक बात बताओ, when there's an assembly election, why will there be an alliance? There will be an alliance when a political party does not win by majority. So they try to make alliances and then they do basic mathematics ki theek hai 20 seats chahiye, I've got 13, so the remaining I'll do an alliance with the political party and then we will come in the majority. That's what a political party does. So after all the alliances in arithmetic, the party is likely to tape together a majority. Tape together is chipka dena, to stick. They are not sticking a majority in the assembly election. What are they doing here? They are scraping through a majority. The answer is going to be A. Scraping through is, okay, you are succeeding at something but just barely. Not with majority but just barely. Since they were not in winning the election with majority, they would make alliances and they would just manage to get into the majority with alliances. That is scrape through. Scrape through is just manage कर लिया है. Exam pass करने के लिए 40% चाहिए, मैंने just 40% marks ला दिया and I cleared my exam. I scraped through it. So the answer is scrape through. It's A. Okay? Understood this, everyone? Okay, Tarun, got that, bache? It's going to be A. You don't shape together. You scrape through. Got that, people? Let's move with the, let's drive. You got this correct this time. Very good, Sneha. You got this. Jyotika, yes, you got that too. Okay, let's move to the next question. Another idiom question here. Another idiom question, question number 5. I did not make these questions. IPMAT did. What's the answer? Let's try this one. क्या होगा आंसर? All of the options are idioms. I'll explain the meaning of all. All of them are. C, okay. हो सकता है C, बिल्कुल. Others, B, face the music, okay. Others, I'll give you a little hint. Have you heard of the idiom bear the brunt? Have you heard of the idiom? Option B, face the music, has the same meaning, bear the brunt. The answer is D, play it by the ear. Now I'll explain how. Okay, first let's understand the meaning of each idiom. Count on my fingers means few. I've got few people in my class today. I can count them on my fingers. That means not a lot, because had they been a lot, I would not have counted them on my fingers. So count on my fingers means few, not a lot. Face the music is face an undesirable situation. Okay, undesirable one. Breaking the ice is starting a conversation where there was no conversation before. So you break the ice. You say, "Oh, hi, hello, how you been?" So you break the ice, you start a conversation and play it by the ear. I'll make you memorize this idiom. When you hear in music, and then you probably are a musician, you keep hearing, you start playing it simultaneously. Okay? What do? You act according to the situation. Yes? That is play by the ear. So acting according to what the situation is and not without the proper planning is play by the ear. Now, can you choose the correct answer after the descriptions I've given? Exactly, राघव. लेकिन इनमें से एक ज्यादा appropriate है बाकियों से. Similar सारे हैं, but one is more appropriate than the others. Can you choose one after the descriptions I've given? A? Still A? When the second half of the sentence is, because I don't know how Sheila's parents are going to react to this offer, you don't know that, and you're going to act according to the situation without a planning, because you don't know how they're going to react. The answer is going to be D here. You play by the ear. You act according to what music is being played. You simultaneously start playing it. It is going to be D. Okay? Yes, Tarun, it's going to be D. Nimish, आया समझ में D कैसे होगा? Yes, it's going to be D. So, all of them could be appropriate, but the literal meaning comes from the second half of the sentence. Okay? Now, one question. Where do I do idioms from? One, watch my classes. Obviously. Two, please buy any decent idioms and phrases book. Idioms and phrases is not a very difficult thing to do because you don't have to ratify them. Rote learning is not needed with idioms. You know the context, you'll never forget that. Like, count on my fingers meant few. But I explained it that agar bahut sare honge, you can't count them on your fingers. Link it and you'll never forget that. Play it by ear. You would not know the meaning. But when you link it to the musician's example, that he's listening to a music and he's simultaneously playing it, according to what the music is, not without proper practice. You link it to a story and you memorize it. Right? So that is how you memorize idioms. Buy any decent book. Lots of them are available on Amazon, Flipkart. Buy any decent book and purchase that and start working with them. Let's look at the next question. Question number 6. Another idiom question. You're going to hate me. Not me, IPMAT. Feel the music is, no, it's not feel, it's face. Okay, Isha, face the music is, you are coming across an unpleasant situation. You're facing a disturbing situation of it's a bad situation of something that you've already done, bad output of something that you've already done. When you are facing that situation, it is face the music. Okay, Good afternoon, Mo. We solve this question. Question number 6. C, D, okay. ये कॉमन है, you would know this. कोई बात नहीं, मूवी सॉल्व करो. Okay. So, if you had been more alert, the golden opportunity would not have. Okay. I have sand in my hand. It gradually slips through my finger. And or water in my hand. It will slip through my fingers. What happens? I had something, but I did not take advantage of that and it went away. Had I put that sand in a glass, had I put that water in the glass, I would have taken advantage of it. I did not do it. It slipped away through my fingers. It went away. Since it was a golden opportunity and I was not alert, it slipped my fingers. Escape your fingers is हाथ ही नहीं आया. Slip through your fingers is you had opportunity, you did not make the most of it. It went away. Here, you did not have any opportunity at all. Okay? Escape away, slip off is by chance. By chance हो गया. It slipped off. ठीक है? Slipped off my tongue, my mind, by chance. Escape away is a simple, no idiom, it's a simple meaning. So the answer is going to be D here. Alright? Yes, it's going to be D. Correct. Okay, let's move to the next question. अब आया समझ में तरुण डिफरेंस कैसे हुआ? Escape away idiom है ही नहीं. Now let's come to grammar. Once we solve these questions, I'll help you identify some important topics that you need to do in grammar to be able to answer these questions correctly. Okay? Solve this question. Although ये बहुत ही debatable question है. Debatable कैसे? I'll explain that. Let's try to solve it. I'll tell you why is the question debatable. Try to solve it, everyone. B? Yes, Vaibhav, exactly. A? Okay, now let me explain the whole fundamental behind this question. It's a very debatable question, okay? So the idea is, one, the place where her father disappeared and the reason why he did are unknown. Okay? सबसे पहले जो word होता है the reason is never accompanied with why because it's a redundant word. For example, revert. Can I say revert back? Is back not redundant? Revert automatically means back. Yes? Reply back. Reply has to be back. So back is a redundant word. Similarly, reason why is a redundant word. So I can't use it with reason. Reason क्योंकि reason ये था. Simple. So reason does not need why. So this and this is eliminated. A cannot be our answer. D cannot be our answer. Now let's choose between B and C. C says the place her father disappeared. क्या place के साथ where लगना चाहिए? Absolutely yes. The place where you are going or the place you are going. The place where you are going to is correct, right? So my answer here would be B. The place where her father disappeared and the reason. If you look at parallelism, it would have taken Y. So D sounded more parallel. But then since reason cannot take Y, D is eliminated and our answer is going to be B here. Understood, everyone? Understood? It's going to be B. Yes. Exactly. So the first point that becomes an important topic in grammar becomes pronouns and parallelism. Okay, let's come to the next question. So D is not the correct answer actually, because that was the original answer given in the answer key, but the answer is B. Okay. Eighth, careful. Eighth. Very good, Janvi. Eighth one, B. Okay. C. Vaibhav, how many questions? Let me see. We've got 13. This is the eighth one. 5 more left. B, C. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me explain this question to you. Which team has the best record? Yours or theirs? How many teams are there in the sentence? How many teams are there in the sentence? Two, right? Two teams. When with two, do I use a comparative degree of an adjective or a superlative degree of an adjective? Superlative is used when we have 2 plus 3 or more than 3. Comparative is used when we have 2. Since yours and theirs, there are 2 teams, I cannot use best. These 2 are eliminated. A and B are wrong. Now, I have to choose between C and D with better. So, which one of the team has the better record or a better record? The logic is using an article appropriately. The rule says use article A with a singular countable noun. Record. Is that a countable noun? Yes, it is. Is that singular? Yes, it is. It will always be with a better record and not the better record. My answer has to be D. A better record. Who has the better record? Yours or theirs? So, the second topic that we can mark as important one in grammar will be adjectives and articles. Okay, adjectives for best and better, articles for the and a. You could do these topics also if you wish to master these questions. Okay, let's come to the next question very quickly. Question number 9. Grammar. Nimish, the second half is the correct phrase actually. Ninth. Simple. If you've done any grammar, आपको ये पता होगा. Okay, Dev. Okay, Preeti. Okay. Okay, Janvi. Okay. Chalo, let me explain the question. Question is of pronouns. डिफरेंस होगा सबसे पहले तो who और whom में डिफरेंस निकालें. ओके, who is used when I'm referring to a doer of an action. Whom is used when I'm referring to a receiver of an action. Let's see what am I referring to here. After sensing a problem with the factory workers, the personnel officer demanded to know dash the union leaders had contacted. ठीक है, contacted is the action. Who is doing the action? Union leaders. So doer of an action is already mentioned. जिसको contact किया is the receiver of an action. For a doer, I use who. For a receiver, I use whom. The answer should be only and only with whom. This can also be demarcated as the subjective case of pronoun or objective case of pronoun. Who is subjective case for the doer of an action? Whom is objective case? The receiver of an action. So my answer has to be between A and C. Now, the difference between A and C is had or have. The tense. What we do is we continue the tense of the entire sentence in a similar manner. After sensing a problem with the factory workers, the officers demanded. ये past tense है, तो ये present tense कैसे हो सकता है? इसको भी तो past tense ही होना पड़ेगा ना. So ये wrong हो जाता है. It has to be a past tense. My answer here is A. It's going to be A. When they demanded, तो demanded से पहले ही तो contact हो गया था, तो वो भी तो past tense होगा. The contact happened before the demand happened. It's going to be a past tense. The answer is going to be A. Two important topics that come out of this question: pronouns and tenses. Important for grammar. Let's look at the next question. Question number 10. Another grammar question. Tarun, आ गया समझ में? I saw that, Janvi. I saw you got this correct at the first go. Let's identify question number 9. Sorry, 10. Hi, Dia. Try solving this question. A, okay. All right, Sneha. A, Oshin. Cool. In the app. B, okay. A, B, okay. His wrongdoing was completely exposed. But not once he made an apology. Not once, but not once के बाद हमेशा आएगा did. और did के साथ अब देखते हैं कौन सा सेंटेंस करेक्ट होता है, A या C. Not once did he say sorry. Not once did he come on time. Not once he came on time नहीं होगा. Not once did he come on time. So did he apologize? Did he give apology? पहला तो give के साथ an apology आना चाहिए, because apology is a singular countable noun, and I told you singular countable nouns will always come with a or an. So my answer is going to be A. Not once did he apologize. Acha, had the sentence been not once did he apologized, would that be correct? No, that would not be correct, because did आ गया तो verb की first form लगेगी. Did नहीं लगता है तो verb की second form लगाते हो आप. So the answer is going to be A here. Got that, everyone? Understood? Tarun, आया समझ में? Everyone in the app? Yes, Shrishti. Yes, Raghav, you got this correct. Diya, you got this right. Moviz, yes. Sharon, yes. It's going to be A. Let's move to the next question very quickly. Question number 11. Question number 11. This is a phrase. Again, it's a phrase. Sneha B. But एक बात बताओ Sneha, municipal council should not be a collective noun with its. Or their. Very good. Very good, everyone. See, municipal council consists of many members and it is considered like a cricket team. So India have won the cricket match. We will say have won the cricket match because it consists of many members. Similar is the municipal council. It is to be considered as plural. Yes, their hands of their. क्या होगा सोच के बताओ. Yes, it's going to be considered as plural. So it's going to be not its, it's going to be their hands of their responsibility. The answer is going to be a B here. Since municipal council will not do this, its members will do it. Okay, thus it's going to be a B here. All right. Next question, question number 12. The last two questions. Question number 12. What's our answer? Easy. Easy one. Let's drive says B. Okay, others? In the app? C. Okay. C. Okay. D. C. B. Cool. दो rules ध्यान से सुनना इधर. Okay, everyone pay attention. Avail will never be followed by buy. You have to avail the services, not avail by or avail of. Both are wrong. Avail will not be followed by these prepositions. Okay, so you always avail something, not avail of something, avail by something. So automatically these two are going to be wrong. You never avail of something. Okay, so A or B, one out of these two should be my answer. You avail the services on offer by the company or from the company. Services offered from the company nahi hota. Services offered, we say these are the services offered by BYJU'S Exam Prep, not from BYJU'S Exam Prep. So services on offer by is going to be the correct one. The answer is B. So another important topic that comes across from grammar from this question is prepositions. You have to do this as well when you are targeting IPMAT. Okay? You don't, no, Preeti, from galat ho raha. It should be by, okay? It's going to be by. Alright? Now let's come to our last question. I did this question with you if you were regular with my classes. You would be able to answer this within a second. Para completion question. Very good, Tesseract. Very good. I've done this question with you. And I know what your answer is going to be if you haven't done it. Very good, Janvi. Read it carefully. Try to answer. A. You have to complete the paragraph. There were a few questions in IPMAT 2019 of this sort. You have to identify the missing sentence out of the options. Neha and Preeti का answer आ गया है. A, okay. Shrishti, okay. Janvi, okay. Everyone says A. I had solved this question with you in para completion classes. So, yes, A and C. I knew यही दोनों close options हैं. A and C. Now I'll help you how to identify. This talks about how infrastructure can actually create flooding. Rather than allowing for the seepage of water, it can accumulate water and floods can be caused. My answer can be C, my answer can be A. The first sentence that comes here. Whatever sentence that comes here has to go along with the second sentence as well. Obviously, right? Because they come in a sequence here. If I mark C, I mentioned infrastructure once here. Why will I mention infrastructure again? I will use the pronoun it na. Pronoun का काम ही तो यही होता है to avoid repetition of a noun. So if the first sentence mentions infrastructure, the second sentence will not have that again. That eliminates option C. Answer is going to be option A. That says climate change is not the only cause. Infrastructure is also one of the causes that can cause flooding by accumulating water and not allowing the seeping out of water or absorption of it by the earth. The answer is going to be A here. Got that, children? Got that? The answer is A. Okay, so we've had a very long class today, one of the longest in the history. Okay, so I'm going to see you again tomorrow with part 2 of this paper's discussion, or maybe some other paper's discussion. Stay tuned, everyone, and have a very good day. God bless all of you. Bye, everyone.